Good evening, ladies and gents. My name's Frank Johnson, and I'm going to go over the 4 things that you need to put in your diesel truck if you want to improve performance and improve MPGs. Step number 1, get yourself a good cool air intake. This started off as a K&N. This is a K&N tube right here, and I know it's absolutely atrocious and disgusting, and I don't need to make YouTube videos on how to make power freaking air cleaner like that, but get yourself a good air cleaner and a little cool air intake. If your truck can breathe more, it's going to want to put out a little bit more power, and your truck's not going to be struggling as hard. Imagine running a mile down the street with a straw in your mouth. Are you going to be able to do that efficiently? Absolutely not, because that's what your truck's doing when you have your factory air box. They're not all bad, but I know in the 7.3 like this one, they're bad. Number 2, get yourself a free-flowing exhaust. I understand that not a lot of people like having a loud truck. That's perfectly fine. You can get a nice exhaust and still have a muffler on it and it still be free-flowing. Factory exhaust with catalytic converters, trash can mufflers and whatnot, they're just gonna clog up. They're gonna cause all kinds of problems. You need to get rid of that. If you live in a state that has, inspections and whatnot, I'm not telling you to do anything, but on your off-road vehicle, I would definitely suggest taking the DEF out. The 7.3, thank God, doesn't have a EGR or any sort of DEF system on it. Back when men were men, they made this truck. Actually, I'm just kidding. Cut that. Free-flowing exhaust. It doesn't have to be loud. Although a turbo back straight pipe, can't go wrong with that. Nobody hates the sound of power. Everybody loves the sound of power. One, get yourself a nice tuner. TS makes a great one. It's a 6-position chip tuner. It's easy, it's very affordable, it's not complicated at all. You can get custom tunes with like a high idle, a kill switch, a valet tune, you name it. I have the Hydra. The reason that I have the Hydra is I can actually download tunes on my computer and upload it to my truck, to my tuner. Like if I decide to get new injectors, like some single shot, and get rid of the split shot injectors, which I actually need to do soon. I got over 300,000 miles. I can plug my computer up to my truck and I can change the tuning so that my truck will be able to handle it. I think Hydra's great. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you just want something that's awesome right out of the box, TS, SCT tuners, they make great product. Cool air intake and your free-flowing exhaust are perfect, beautiful supporting mods to help out with your tuner, to keep things cool, keep things running good, and it makes the tuner more efficient. Lastly, now that you have a tuner, or thinking about getting a tuner, I would highly suggest getting a nice monitor system, either like the little pillar pod gauges, or the little monitor screen so you can look at your temps. It's always good to keep an eye on your transmission temperature, your boost, your exhaust gas temperatures, your fuel pressure, you name it. It's always good to monitor that stuff, whether you have a tuner or not. It's always great to monitor those kinds of things. I went the easy way and I got the Glow Shift triple gauge pillar pod. I love them for the most part. They, I got trans temp here, got boost here, and I got the EGTs down here, and these are the ones you can change the colors or have them like flashing different colors and whatnot. I've enjoyed them. I haven't had a single problem with them yet. Before I got my tuner and all, I was making about 15 to 16 miles to the gallon. That's, driving reserve, not driving like an a-hole. And that was before I had the little cool air intake, and I still had factory exhaust, and I made about 16 miles to the gallon at the most on the highway. And after I put my tuner in on my highway, my economy setting, and I installed my exhaust and my cool air intake, this is what I'm making now. I'm not 100% if that's extremely accurate or not, but I make just about 450, 460 miles to the tank, and I have a 28 gallon tank. I don't ever get below a quarter tank, because, you know, diesel trucks and fuel and whatnot, you don't ever want to starve your engine of fuel. That's a good way to start blowing out injectors. I'm gonna wrap up my quick video on the 4 mods that I think are totally necessary if you're gonna own a diesel truck and start to push the boundaries. Have any further questions or suggestions on performance parts, or want to add to my list, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinions, guys. What should I do next with my truck? I have a cool air intake, I have an exhaust, and I have my Hydra tuner. What's next?